Hello and welcome, my name is Will, and in today's video I want to show off a little problem I've got with my hobbyzone units. Don't get me wrong, I really like them, but I feel the paint rack has a little issue. Unless you've got it really close to you and you can see both the top and bottom holes and you delicately put the paintbrush in, they just don't go in straight and they end up all over the shop. I certainly don't delicately put the brushes away, so I need the rack to be a little bit more reliable. Let's see what we can do to improve this. I had a bunch of paper catering straws to hand, the kind you might get from a coffee shop or fast food place. These turned out to be exactly the right size for the smallest 8mm holes. I measured the depth of the rack and marked out the depth with some tape stuck to the table. I tried a few ways of cutting, but I found a hobby knife, scissors and clippers all crushed the straws too much, so I settled on a model saw. I test fitted a few pieces and adjusted the tape on the table for a better fit. I tested a few as I was going along to see how they fit. I ironically used a paintbrush to help guide them in straight. After I've done a few, I stopped to see what they look like. I think they look pretty good, to be honest, and it does the job well. As I went on, I was less and less precious about it looking neat, so it was quicker to stick a full straw in the hole and just nip it off at the right height. I think it looks quite smart when they're all in and all the brushes go in easily and stand upright without any extra effort to put them away neatly, so it's already better than it was. I deliberately left the front row clear because I had a different idea to make it look even better, but we'll get to that in a minute. I tried it back in its position, which on my desk puts it at arm's length for me, and the brushes went away perfectly. For the bigger holes, the straws I had were no good, so I had to think of some other ideas. I went looking on Amazon for some bigger straws, but found most were of a similar size to what I already had. What they did have was a bunch of colourful ones you could use for the front row to make it look nice, but this isn't what I had planned for mine. I took a quick look at some DIY shops to see if they had any PVC pipe or copper pipe fine enough, but they didn't really do anything that small, at least not with a decent inner diameter. Shame, copper would have looked really nice. After not finding anything suitable, I decided to do it the cheap way and make my own paper straws. I took a cylindrical tool that was just about the right size and rolled it up as tight as I could in a piece of A4 to make some tubes and taped them up. This worked better than I thought it would, but trying to tape the rolls was a bit tricky. You might find it easier to just use some pipe if you can find one that fits your tools. Getting the screwdriver out was also tricky. The paper rolls were quite difficult to get in as they weren't as structurally solid as the straws. I only put 3 in the end as some of the bigger tools for the back slots were random shapes anyway. I didn't think I would need so many tubes. I used clippers to clip them flush. This wasn't the easiest thing either, it was a bit messy, but they did work in the end. I decided for the remaining holes I was going to use the 3D printers to help me out. I made some cylinders from scratch in Blender, which isn't the most intuitive tool for 3D printed models, but I needed the practice with the software. It took me quite a while to get the mesh to be understood by the 3D slicing software, but I got there in the end. I printed a few medium-sized ones in plastic and 15 small ones in clear blue resin, which I thought would look nice on the front row of the rack. Aren't 3D printers incredible? I only printed a few plastic ones in the end as I had a handful of brushes and tools that wouldn't fit inside, so I needed some empty spaces for those. I do think the taller grey ones are quite smart, but you could put any colour you wanted in here if you were making your own. I then moved on to the resin ones at the front to finish up. They weren't quite as clear as I wanted them to be, but that was my cleaning process and leaving them in the UV chamber for too long. Whoops. I still think they came out great and they fit perfectly. If you're thinking I printed some of them too tall, it's actually because I'd bent the wood by pushing in all of these straws. I'll wedge something in there to straighten it out afterwards. I know it's only a brush holder, but isn't it nice to have a tidy functioning storage system that's easy to use without thinking about it, and it doesn't cause any irritation with brushes going everywhere. As I said at the beginning, I really like the Hobbyzone storage modules. I think they're very smart, and as a typically messy person, they help keep my space organised. And with the addition of this little upgrade, it'll be even nicer to use on a daily basis. I must point out I'm not affiliated with Hobbyzone, I just think they make really nice stuff. I've purchased quite a few pieces from them now and I highly recommend their kits. And there we have it, a simple quality of life upgrade. What do you think about it? Would you have used colourful straws or have another idea for what I could have used instead? Let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and all that jazz, and if you'd like to help me support the channel, there's various links down below, including some affiliate links, as well as a Patreon link. I'm still finding my feet with producing regular content, but I intend to produce content full time, so all of your support really means the world to me. Thanks for watching, see you next time.